Alright, with practice and mental preparation, this tutorial will teach you how to do inverts. Alright, first thing you want to do is get warmed up and stretched out. For the invert, you specifically want to target the arms, shoulders, back, and hamstrings. However, I do recommend doing a full body stretching routine to prevent injury and gain full body flexibility. For a full body stretching routine, check out the link in the description or click the annotation below. Now specifically for the invert, one active stretch I really like are arm circles. Go one way starting with your circles small and gradually make them bigger, gaining more and more range of motion. And then do the same thing the opposite way. This helps properly warm up the shoulder joint. Another stretch specifically for the invert are toe touchers. You can either do this sitting or standing. Keep your legs straight, reach forward and try to touch your toes. This will help stretch out the hamstrings and the lower back. This will help increase the depth and bend of your invert at the lower half of your body, especially if you choose to invert with your legs straight. Another very great stretch for the invert is the bridge stretch. Using this stretch specifically for the invert, you want to tuck your chin in a little bit so your head comes a little bit more forward. It is not completely necessary to master the bridge stretch for the invert, but it does help significantly. So if you want a full bridge tutorial, check the link in the description or click the annotation below. And now finally, obviously I also recommend getting down the handstand, holding it for at least a few seconds, just so you're strong enough in the shoulders and you get the feel for being upside down on your hands. If you want a full handstand tutorial with many exercises, check the link in the description or click the annotation below. Alright, now that we're all warmed up, let's start working on the form of the invert. Now to take this from complete elementary stages, we're going to start working on the form from a standing position. To help with this, get an object that you can hold between two hands. A straight object works really good like a pole or a broom, but anything will do, even a t-shirt or a rope, anything you can hold between two hands. Now if you have absolutely nothing, you don't really need anything, you can just hold your hands over your head, but I'm sure you'll find something. Now what you want to do is bend forward, keeping the legs straight, and then try to bring the object behind your head, keeping your arms straight. Ideally, you want to imagine yourself upside down, and you want to try and bring your palms to the center of balance point. So depending on how much you bend forward, you're going to have to bring your arms back more to get to the center of balance point. Keep in mind, it's easier to have your arms wider than a normal handstand, so you can get them behind your head more. Also notice that if you do bend your legs, for most people, you can get a lot deeper. This is because you're putting less of a stretch on the hamstrings. So if you want to do inverts with the legs bent, you might be able to get deeper initially. Now we can start attempting this move upside down. It really helps to start with a wall. So find a solid wall. Initially, place your hands a few inches from the wall. For most people, it helps to have your fingers facing inward. This allows your elbows to bend a little bit more to the side and giving you slightly more shoulder flexibility. However, this varies for everybody, so find a hand position that's comfortable for you. Now, put one leg up and kick off the ground with the other leg. Let one heel touch the wall first with one leg in front so that you can recover yourself if something goes bad. And then switch from the heels to your butt, bringing your feet towards your face and getting into the invert position. Try to hold this steady, keep everything tight, and remember to push back off the wall if you're feeling weak and feeling like you're going to fall on your face. After you're comfortable and strong on the wall, you can now move to attempting this freeze with nothing. So just like on the wall, place your hands down slightly wider than a normal handstand, with your fingers pointing slightly in if you choose to do so. Then you're going to put one leg up and kick off with the other leg. As you come up, you want to try to bring your feet towards your head and crunch in like you're doing a sit-up, but keep the arms firmly placed on the ground. Like I said before, it may also help to have your legs slightly bent to loosen up the tension on the hamstring so you can get a further bend initially. To hold this move in position for a longer period of time, you want to think about keeping the center of balance down your arms into the ground. So when you invert, your butt goes out one way. To counteract this, you want to bring your feet and your head in the other way and keep that center of balance down the arms. So you're going to have to play with this a little bit and find the point where you can balance those forces so that the center is going down your arms to the ground. Keeping those concepts in mind with practice, you will be able to hold this move for longer and longer periods of time. Some additional tips that help with this move and anything on the hands really in general is you can try to grip the ground with your fingers, spreading out the force so you get a more stable foundation at the ground. Now remember, always feel free to play around with leg position, and then when you get this down further, you can start throwing this and making combos. A lot of people like blowing up from the headstand, or you can throw this off at air flares, or basically off at anything. The invert's a very versatile freeze and a great one to have. Remember, keep practicing. If you practice and have a positive attitude, you can achieve this move. Just be consistent and believe in yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace, and don't forget to subscribe.